When you see this photo, what do you see? While some people may see a person who has just finished working in their garden, I see a man who is thinking of a way to bring his vision to reality. As many of you know, the man in the center of all those wonderful vegetables is world-renowned chef and owner of Think Food Group, Jose Andres. Chef Andres started Beefsteak to reintroduce people to vegetables. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and looking at this picture, I would say Chef Andres is speaking volumes. The purpose of this presentation will discuss the current and future culture of the organization, growth opportunities, cultural longevity, recruiting, employee training, employee retention, team development, organizational responsibility, and what this means to the brand. Think Food Group is a company with many different restaurants across the United States, and Chef Andres uses innovation to introduce diners to a variety of cuisine based on the restaurant's theme. As stated in Beefsteak 2018, Chef Andres is known for his avant-garde cuisine, and his idea of beefsteak is just another example of how the chef can introduce people to his sexy way of preparing food. Chef Andres has single location concepts in Washington, D.C., such as Zatania and Oyamel, as well as restaurants with multiple locations, such as Beefsteak. This type of diversity offered by the Think Food Group is introducing diners not only to healthy and delicious meals, but also shows them how much the company cares for the communities it serves by sourcing foods locally. So, how can we keep this current culture going into the future as we grow? The first step is to build a brand that is recognized for more than just food. Prior to joining the Think Food Group as a consultant, I made it a point to experience some of Chef Andres' restaurants based on his name and reputation. The experience I received in those restaurants was unique to the cuisine, and the staff made me feel like I was appreciated and welcome back at any time. Even though many of the current restaurants under the Think Food Group's umbrella are single location, we want to ensure beefsteak diners have a unique experience as well. So, how do we accomplish this? According to Casio and Anguinus, 2019, it's important to hire, train, and develop staff that is aligned with the company's goals. My vision for the future culture is to employ staff that cares about beefsteak and the products we offer, so they want to come to work and educate our customers on our delicious food. Having a team that is willing to try what is on the menu in a variety of ways so they can make wholehearted suggestions to diners is what we desire. Anyone can simply say what they feel the best-selling item is on the menu, but when you connect with the diner and tell them what they might enjoy based on your own experience after the first few minutes of conversation, now that is the experience I would like. As previously stated, the idea is for beefsteak to grow, all while reintroducing vegetables to people all over the country. Today, we have 4 locations. So what does that mean to us, and what do these locations have in common other than beefsteak being on site? They're all in a place of learning. Now that the company has a goal of opening more locations, we need to understand what that looks like when it comes to future locations. Should we expand our horizons and focus on off-campus locations and open standalone restaurants, or should we continue to follow the path that was previously established? Yes. I say yes to it all. Not only should we continue to find universities and clinics to partner with, but we should also invest in more food trucks in standalone locations. Having food trucks will give us the ability to unleash our vegetables across any city we desire. This will allow us to grow without losing our brand, because we can take the food to the people and give them the same quality they would receive had they visited one of our sit-down fast casual restaurants. The most important thing for us to remember as we grow is not losing our brand. So if we remember the reason we are here is to reintroduce people to vegetables and the many ways to enjoy them, all while staying true to Chef Andres' vision, we will have the ability to offer diners the same experience from coast to coast. While we are thinking about growing, it's important for us to consider whether or not Beefsteak is ready to expand into other countries. Considerations for expanding would be the host country's culture and how receptive the residents would be to having a vegetable-forward restaurant. And most importantly, what type of vegetables are available in the host country and what are the expenses associated with not being able to source food locally. Another consideration we would have to think about is staffing. We would have to hire and train an entirely new staff, and would that training be the same kind of training that they would receive in the United States? While I understand we are not quite ready to expand globally, this is just a few things I would like you all to consider as we move forward. Cultural longevity is comprised of recruitment, training, retention, team development, and organizational responsibility. In business, culture is defined as the behaviors that exist within the organization that exemplifies how a team works together from leadership to staff. Culture is not only defined by how a company functions within its four walls, but also how the company interacts within its community. According to Bouscale 2016, a company's staff is more likely to emulate behaviors they observe management and other team members displaying throughout day-to-day operations. Hiring the right team members to lead each Beefsteak location is key to ensuring all staff is aligned with our vision and culture, because not only will team members recognize a difference within the culture from location to location, but customers will also recognize this too, and it's important for us to remain consistent across the organization. For Beefsteak, the first thing that needs to be established is the recruitment process. To have an effective recruiting program, the organization must identify the type of employee they desire. Beefsteak's desire for cultural longevity begins at the top, and Chef Andres exemplifies his brand. The people that are hired to run and staff the Beefsteak restaurant must also have the same belief as the owner and senior leadership. Otherwise, they will not last within the organization. It's important for human resources to work with the management team to determine what type of staff will make us successful. This process should include assessments designed to understand how the applicant feels about teamwork, vegetables, yes, I did say vegetables, culture, training, and their desire to grow with the company. Designing a training program is essential to the success of any organization. According to Casio and Guinness 2019, having an effective training program not only depends on information being presented, but also the people hired to work in the organization. Training is different from being a cultural fit in that a training program teaches the staff how to do the work, all while they are learning to live and breathe the culture. As we work to develop the training program, we will need to take into consideration the different types of training the employee needs at different stages of employment. For example, the training a new staff member receives will not be the same as the training a manager or existing staff member receives. Something that needs to be considered is the type of information that will be required to continue to develop and grow our team. In addition to the traditional food service training that is received by everyone throughout the organization, Beefsteak will also need to incorporate organization-specific training that will help the staff continue to provide our customers the excellence they are accustomed to. The recommended method for training is independent and on-the-job training. Independent learning is appropriate for the food service component and labor law pieces, while on-the-job training will provide the staff with the information they need to know that is specific to Beefsteak. Employee retention is something every organization must consider because of the costs associated with each team member. Employee turnover can be detrimental to an organization as well as other employees on the staff. Chakravarti and Chakraborty, 2020. For Beefsteak, the cost of hiring a team member starts with recruiting, pre-employment testing, assessments, new hire training, benefits, and other training that is provided throughout the course of employment. When a person leaves a company, it not only impacts the organization, but it also puts added stress on those team members who are left to pick up the slack for the individual who departed. Employee turnover can occur for several reasons, most often because the employee does not feel they are part of the team or they do not fit in the culture. Providing feedback through coaching and performance reviews will provide an employee with the information they need to make improvements when necessary or show the employee they're doing a great job. An option to ensure employee retention is to offer a management training program. This type of program will benefit not only the employees, but also the organization by promoting from within, which will reduce the amount of time and cost it takes to recruit and train a new manager. Team development is an important part of creating and reinforcing Beefsteak's culture. Team development is different from training because it can include employees from one location or all employees across the organization. According to Cascio and Aguinas 2019, incorporating adventure learning into team development allows an organization to focus on experimenting with different ways to promote leadership skills and staff development. It is important for management to find ways to create team building activities that include not only managers but also the staff. This will allow Beefsteak to consistently share the same message as it relates to our brand, culture, and training. Including employees from across the organization is a great way to develop a team and to continue to promote our culture. Organizational responsibility can mean different things to different people, so it's important for Beefsteak to define and share what that means to us. As stated by Cascio and Anguinas 2019, it's important for an organization to clearly show their intent for organizational responsibility in order to attract not only workers but also customers. Word of mouth can be considered the best form of advertising and recruiting, so having a reputation that precedes Beefsteak will allow the company to achieve the success we desire. One way this can be done is by providing benefits to the team members such as healthcare and retirement plans. In addition, Beefsteak's work in the community by supporting local farmers and other businesses is also considered organizational responsibility. So, what does all this mean to our brand? Beefsteak was started to show people how sexy eating vegetables can be. Our founder and owner, Chef Jose Andres, wanted to find a way to show people that you do not have to be a vegan or vegetarian to enjoy vegetables found in local communities. Chef Andres found a formula to success by creating a culture that embodies the mission and vision of the Think Food Group. Part of the keys to success of not only Beefsteak but also the entire Think Food Group is having the right team in place. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, I would say Chef Andres and the Think Food Group is speaking volumes. Chef Andres has found a way to educate people about food while allowing them to experience different cultures without having to travel the world. To be successful, Think Food Group understands that success can be found when the organization's culture is clearly defined and consistent. Developing a process that allows the company to recruit, train, and retain employees is the important key to the success of Beefsteak. Having the proper programs in place will enable the company to grow, all while being organizationally responsible. Success can be measured in a few different ways, and for Beefsteak, success means having a team that continues to grow and develop with the organization, all while Beefsteak finds a way to show the world how to enjoy vegetables without the need for meat.